Hi everyone, this is Danny and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be painting a cute little cottage sitting in the middle of an overgrown meadow. Now, let's get started. I'm starting out here with a 11 by 14 inch canvas, but you can use whatever size canvas you have or like. I already drew on the little house, very simple shapes, couple triangles and squares, and there you go, a little pathway, very simple. I'm just starting out with some cobalt blue and white and just using my mop brush to kind of blend it all in together. Here again, I forgot to hit record. Whenever I hit pause, I always forget to hit the record. I'm still getting used to this whole recording thing, so please bear with me. I will be doing another layer on top of this path to show you how I did it. This is the first layer, and I do many layers when I paint. So right now I'm just using a 3/4 inch bristle brush with a light green, 3 different shades of green like I always do, light, medium, and dark, lighter at the top and get darker at the bottom. And I'm just using a very simple brush stroke, just upwards, like I'm just stroking my brush kind of upwards. And here I'm just painting on a beige color. It's just white with a little bit of brown for the first layer of my cottage. I'm using a number 4 round synthetic brush. And now I'm just making it a little bit darker for the side. I just dipped my brush in a little bit of brown. Now I'm doing a little chimney on top. Same as the house, lighter on the front and the darker brown on the side. Now I'm using black to paint on the roof. I'm sorry it's so small. I don't have zoom in capabilities. I am using my cell phone. Maybe in the future I'll be able to use something better, but for now this is what I've got and this is what I'm using, so I apologize if you can't really see it too well. You can always pause it and zoom in if you want. I just painted the door green, and now I'm just doing a second layer just like the first layer. Start out with my 3/4 inch bristle brush and just kind of getting the paint on there and using my mop brush just to blend it together. The mop brush makes it look like nice soft clouds. And now I'm doing the path again. I'm using a flat brush, just a flat bristle brush. And I'm just using a little bit of gray and just going back and forth with the brush. Just get different tones in there, some browns, some grays, some whites, just to make it look like a dirty dirt path, I guess. And that's literally it, just back and forth, back and forth. I'm not doing any special brush strokes. A little bit of white at the top, and you always want, for perspective, the path or whatever it is you're doing, a road, whatever it is, to get wider the closer it is to like the viewer. So the way we're looking at it, narrow at the top and wider at the bottom. Now I'm just using a little bit of Payne's gray for a shadow underneath the roof line. I'm putting another coat on that side, and now a little more Payne's gray underneath the roof line in the front, just to give it a little bit of dimension and some depth. A little bit of Payne's gray blended in with that beige color. A little bit of white here, and I'm just dry brushing on. I just very little bit of paint and just rub it on there. You want to see the color underneath. It's an old cottage, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm using a little bit of gray to add some highlights to the roof, and a little more black because I lost the roof line, so we want to see that, so I'm just putting a little more black there. And a little highlight, a little bit of white, tiny bit of black for a little highlight on that roof. Touching up the chimney there. I know it's hard to see, but I'm just doing the same thing that I did on the house. Darker brown on the left side and a little bit of white on the front. Just refining that roof line again. Lost my shadow a little bit, so I'm just kind of putting it back in there. Just using a number 4 round brush here. A little more white and just rub it in. You want it to be brighter on the front of the house. Very little paint and just brush it on, dry brush it on. Make sure your brush is not wet. A little bit of paint and just rub it on until there's nothing left on your brush. Now I'm just putting in some clouds with a 3/4 inch bristle, very tiny dab of paint, and just circular motions, and just get the paint off your brush with circular motions. Very, very little bit of paint. Now I'm using a flat brush here, like a number 2 flat brush, and just putting on some windows. Just very small, literally just little rectangles. Bigger one on the top. Now I'm putting a white highlight around it that you can barely see, but it is there. I smeared a little bit of black paint because it was wet, but that's okay. Now I'm making a little window frame. Putting a little black around the door frame just to make it look like it's set into the house a little bit. A little bit of light green. Now I'm making little lines on the doors just to give it some texture, dimension. I'm just putting little highlights and dark shadows in between those lines that I just made. A little more white around the door. A little doorknob, of course. Tiny little doorknob. A little bit of white around the doorknob. A little more white around the frames of the door. Now I'm making a little window box on the top here to put some flowers in there, just like a rectangle. That's all it is. It's just a little rectangle shape. And of course a little shadow underneath the window box. All these little details really do make a difference. They really do make it pop. Now I'm doing another layer of grass, just an upwards brush stroke with a 3/4 inch bristle. You want them to go upwards over the path. You want them to go sideways. You don't want them straight up and down. You want every which way. A little bit of yellow mixed with the light green. And now a medium green. You want it to go over the pathway. That makes it look very natural and like it's overgrown. Going in with a little bit of brown with that medium green. Just add different tones. Some yellows, some browns, darker greens, lighter greens, darker at the bottom. You just don't want it all one color. Now I'm going in with a Dagger striper brush. If you don't know what that is, look it up. You'll find it. Dagger striper, very good for grasses and long branches and stuff like that. I just put a little bit of dark green on my brush with a very little bit of water and just making some single blades of grass or stems, and just to fill in some of those gaps. Now a lighter green with a little bit of yellow on my brush. Make nice long stems, long blades of grass. Just putting a little highlight on the window box. few more grasses here and there. I'm using now a long liner brush just to make them skinnier. You can use whatever you have, an angle brush, dagger striper, a long liner brush, whatever you have. Now I'm going in with a number 2 or 3 round synthetic brush with a little bit of yellow and just making some little dots. Now a little bit of blue and a little bit of purple on my brush and just making some lupin flowers, some pink, and I'm dotting. I'm literally just dotting. There's no special technique for this. Dotting and dashes. That's how I do my flowers when I'm doing wildflowers. It's literally dots and dashes. It's nothing fancy at all. Some gray ones so I can put white over top. Now I'm filling in that flower box with some pink and green. And some more dots, some more dashes, different colors, orange, yellows, blues, whatever you have, pink, purple, whatever you have, whatever you like. And then just dot them in with some highlights, whatever color you're using. If you're making a purple flower, use purple and white. Purple and yellow is nice. And just keep going over it, layer after layer. Now making some stems to some of those flowers so they don't look like they're just floating. Go over top of the ones you did, make it look more natural. Now I'm just doing some splatters of like light green and white, just very close up to the canvas, just to make it look like there's just a whole bunch of tiny little flowers everywhere. Now I'm just dotting in with my bristle brush, a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue, and just dotting in some more wildflowers. I'm just using the brush to give it texture, and that's pretty much it. This is it. I love this painting. I love the feel of it. It's simple, it's easy, it's cozy. I hope you try it out. Here's the finished product. If you like this video, like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks for joining me. Bye.